The date is Monday, September 9. This is the news on PBCJ. I am Simone Absalom. On Saturday, Prime Minister Andrew Holness visited members of the Disaster Assistance Response Team DART prior to their departure to hurricane-ravaged Bahamas to assist in the recovery effort. Hurricane Dorian struck the northern part of the archipelago last week Sunday, leaving at least dozens dead. The Royal Canadian Air Force will be airlifting the troops and equipment to the Bahamas. Prime Minister expressed gratitude to the Canadian High Commissioner Laurie Peters, Commissioner to Jamaica, for the help from that country.
First, let me say how grateful we are to the Canadian government for assisting the Jamaica Defence Force in airlift capacity to further assist the people of the Bahamas. This is now the second time that the government of Jamaica, the government of Canada, and the defense forces of both countries have worked together to provide airlift for the Jamaica Defense Force, Disaster Assistance and Recovery Team. You will recall that this very team was deployed in Dominica, and they had an extended deployment where they assisted greatly the country of Dominica to recover. Now, once again, they are called upon to be deployed to assist the people of the Bahamas.
Prime Minister Holness also used the occasion to press home the point of climate change and its impact on the region.
Let me say that the threat of climate change is real. You will note that this is the second hurricane season in which we have had a Category 5 hurricane, and the devastation that they have caused is nothing but stunning. The devastation that has been wreaked on 2 islands in the Bahamas is, from what we have seen from the videos and from the feedback, the devastation is almost complete in some instances. The task of rebuilding will fall to, obviously, the people of the Bahamas, but they will not be doing it alone. The entire Caribbean region, indeed the entire world, is looking on and giving assistance to the people of the Bahamas.
Jamaica sent a contingent of 120 DART members from the Jamaica Defense Force in the Bahamas who will provide assistance in the distribution of relief supplies, clearing of distribution routes, the re-establishment of power supply, among other scopes of work. The DART will be deployed to the Bahamas for an initial period of 30 days. 31 Jamaicans have been confirmed safe and are awaiting evacuation from the hurricane-ravaged Abaco in the Bahamas. This from Minister of Foreign Affairs Kamina Johnson-Smith. In a statement, she said the 31 Jamaicans were expected to be evacuated from Abaco over the weekend. 12 other Jamaicans were evacuated from the Grand Key ahead of the Hurricane Dorian. The Foreign Affairs Minister also said 2 Jamaican ladies, one of whom is a teacher, were feared missing, and they have been found safe and returned reunited with their families. Minister Johnson-Smith also said the ministry is making every effort to help Jamaicans connect with family members who may have been displaced by Hurricane Dorian. The minister is expressing condolences to the government and people of the Bahamas for the lives lost so far. Over 30 people have been confirmed dead due to the passage of Hurricane Dorian. Water supply regulations are now in effect for Eastwood Park and Cassia Park areas. The National Water Commission, in a news release this morning, said the areas are scheduled to receive water from 6 p.m. on Saturdays until 6 p.m. on Sundays. Communities to be affected are Cassia Park, Cassia Glades, Morton Park, and roads leading off Eastwood Park Gardens, upper section of Dumbarton, Sandringham, Burlington, Cranbourne, and Westminster Avenues. The NWC apologizes to its customers for any inconvenience caused. The public is being advised that a section of Spanish Town Road in the vicinity of the Tools Hardware near 3 miles in St. Andrew has collapsed. As a result, only one lane is being used for traffic. The police are advising motorists to follow the instruction of the police on the ground and use alternative routes where possible. The 3 miles area, including that section of Spanish Town Road, has been under major construction for some time and was affected by heavy rainfall over the weekend. 26 persons died in motor vehicle crashes in August. Jamaica is close to recording 300 road fatalities in a single year for the 7th straight year. According to the latest figures published by the Road Safety Unit in the Ministry of Transport, 295 persons have died on the nation's roadways since January 1. This is a 19% jump when compared to the 247 road deaths recorded over the corresponding period last year. The National Task Force Against Trafficking in Persons will be ramping up its public education campaign as it works to eliminate human trafficking. Members of the committee met at a meeting last week at the Ministry of National Security in Kingston. Portfolio Minister Dr. Horace Jang wants increased focus on the youth, including school children. Dr. Chang said that churches and the National Parent Teachers Association of Jamaica have also been identified as groups that should be targeted as part of the island-wide campaign. A 4-day training workshop commenced on September 5 at the Ministry of Tourism. Member of Parliament for St. Ann Northwest, Dr. Dayton Campbell, resigned from the shadow cabinet hours after Peter Phillips defeated Central Manchester Member of Parliament Peter Bunting by 76 votes to retain the presidency of the PMP on Saturday. Campbell was the face of Bunting's Rise United team during the 3-month campaign for the internal election, a campaign marred by allegations of vote buying and the use of dons for intimidation. Campbell has been a member of the shadow cabinet since 2016 when he was appointed by then opposition leader Portia Simpson Miller as spokesman on agriculture. Campbell was appointed to shadow the health portfolio back in September 2016 after Phillips took over from Mrs. Simpson Miller. Gordon Town Square in St. Andrew was renamed in honor of the late cultural icon, the Honorable Louise Bennett Covelli, at a special ceremony in the square on Sunday. Born on September 7, 1919, Miss Lou passed away on July 26, 2006 in Canada and was buried at National Heroes Park in a section reserved for cultural icons. Work at the square began last year when the KSAMC partnered with the ministry to erect a statue of Miss Lou. The public can support a trash-free Jamaica by participating in the International Coastal Cleanup Day 2019 on September 21. The National Environment and Planning Agency, NEPA, and the Urban Development Corporation, UDC, have partnered to execute a cleanup exercise at the Barmouth Beach in St. Catherine starting at 7:30 a.m. The man who helped the U.S. government bring down one of Jamaica's most notorious drug kingpins, Christopher Dudus Coke, is facing deportation. According to the New York Daily News, the man, identified in court papers only as Sean B., was a cooperating witness in the case against Christopher Dudus Coke beginning in 2009, which made him a marked man. He was known in the gang as a cowboy. The man has been in the U.S. custody of the Immigration and Customs Enforcement Group and has been ordered by a federal judge to be returned to Jamaica. Christopher Coke was sentenced to 23 years in prison back in 2012 in the United States. The US dollar on Friday, September 6, ended trading at Jamaican $138.46, up by 23 cents. That's according to the Bank of Jamaica's daily foreign exchange trading summary. The Canadian dollar ended trading at $105.03, down from $105.26, while the British pound sterling ended trading at Jamaican $170.55, up from $168.81. In regional news, the Ministry of Health Bahamas and the Pan-American Health Organization, PAHO, are reassuring the public that none of the islands in the Caribbean country is under quarantine. In a statement Sunday, the ministry and PAHO said while floods can potentially increase the transmission of waterborne and communicable diseases, there is no cholera in the country. The statement said, quote, "Nevertheless, there have not been any detected cholera cases at the moment, nor any increased number of infectious diseases due to the hurricane." End quote. The statement also said the Ministry of Health and PAHO are urging the population in affected areas to drink and use safe water and also continue to practice good hygiene, such as hand washing, to prevent waterborne diseases. The Ministry of Health is monitoring the health situation closely and will keep the public updated. In sports, it's all about athletics, as the Jamaica Athletics Administrative Association, the JAAA Selections Committee, is to set a finalized list of the national team members to represent Jamaica at the upcoming IAAF World Championships in Doha, Qatar. The latest Diamond League win by Daniel Williams has given Jamaica the right to select 4 competitors. At the national championships in June, Williams was initially disqualified for a false start and the race declared null and void. At first, the 2015 world champion was barred from selection, but she has since been reinstated to the pool of eligible athletes. Among the other selection issues to be decided will be the possible inclusion of 400 meters runner Akeem Bloomfield and the composition of Jamaica's mixed 4x400 meters relay team. President of the JAAA, Dr. Warren Blake, indicated that the deliberations on the mixed relay are likely to differ from those concerning other relay teams. The anti-doping case involving World Under-20 double sprint champion Brianna Williams is heading to a disciplinary hearing. The decision is in relation to her positive test for the banned diuretic hydrochlorothiazide. Last Tuesday, Williams' representative, Dr. Emir Crown, said he would be pushing for an emergency hearing given that the JAAA is scheduled to name Jamaica's team soon ahead of the IAAF World Championships in Doha, Qatar, starting September 27. Williams returned the positive test at the National Senior Championships in June, where she clocked 10.94 seconds for third in the women's 100 meters. And that's the news. Thanks so much for watching PBCJ.